Plaintiff Geraldine Hastings met the defendant through her ex, and she claims after she and her ex broke up, the defendant mentioned more than once that he wanted to have sex with her. Geraldine says she denied the defendant's advances, and now he's telling people she's a gay drug addict. She's suing for defamation and the cost of a TV that he's withholding. Defendant Joseph Fantuzzo insists he never asked Geraldine for sex, and he never would. Joseph says Geraldine's more than welcome to pick up her TV, but not until she repays him for money he loaned her. Joseph's countersuing for the unpaid loans.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
Okay, I've known Joan for quite a few years. I met him through my ex. Shortly after my ex and I had split up, Joe started making comments as to how attractive he had found me. He had made mention a few times about maybe having sex with him on occasions.
That's all he mentioned? Is he didn't say, let's go out and date?
No, just to buff
He just
up
said,
the
hey,
heels.
let's have sex.
Correct. If I'd be interested
Really?
in having sex with him, yes.
And what was your response?
I don't think so.
And he said it a few times.
Yes, he did.
How did you end up in this company a few times later,
Well, we
after
would
the
talk.
man disrespected you so much as to walk up to you and say, let's have sex?
I would just shrug it off. I mean, he was
Okay.
on
I
occasion.
think
he
most women would think that was disrespectful and they would avoid the company of that man.
It would never happen.
I know, but I'm just saying, maybe you're fine with it.
Okay.
The reason I'm asking all this, I'm sure he's going to deny it.
Right.
Aren't you?
Absolutely.
See?
There you have it.
Okay, let me hear from you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So far, she's told me that you're some sort of sex fiend.
Yeah.
Because whenever you're in her company, you just say, "Can I have sex? Can I have sex?"
Well, I've been more like a counselor to her, Your Honor. And matter of fact, defamation of character, I like to coin a new phrase: escalation of character. Because if anything, I've helped out her character over the years by helping her out with, her ex and with different situations she's going through, financial
Helping
situations.
her out with sex.
No,
Well,
her
it's
ex.
like she said.
Her ex. Not sex. Her ex.
Oh.
I find Jerry to be a little bit of a litigious person, okay? And the reasons why I say that is I know she's had one successful sexual harassment lawsuit, and probably a couple other attempts. She had one accident involving lawsuit that she got an award on.
How many times has she sued someone for sexual harassment?
That I do not know. I know she was successful one time. I do not know how many times she's attempted it.
All right.
And then at one time, I fixed her up with a very famous rock star friend of mine just to have cocktails with her. And
Excuse me, that really doesn't have anything to do with the television.
well, it has to do with defamation of
hold
character.
on. Ma'am, you opened the door to his character.
Okay.
You portrayed him as some type of sexual maniac who asked you for sex almost every time he's seen you. You have therefore opened the door for him to discuss your character in any manner he wants to.
Okay.
And so far, he's saying that you have sued someone for sexual harassment, and now he's about to tell me about an encounter you've had with some rock star. At least he was about to before you interrupted to keep me from hearing, but I want to hear this. Go ahead.
What took place that evening, I do not know. The next day, all I know is I got a phone call, and she said that she got picked up by a police officer for DUI, and she blamed it on the fact that the guy let her drive after she had been drinking, which may or may not be true. And she wanted me to get $1,000 for him for attorney fees.
That's incorrect.
Okay, which I immediately said, this cannot happen.
So what was it you were protesting to regarding the relevance?
Is because the gentleman that we had met up with that evening, we had a few drinks, and I had asked if it would just be okay if I sat for a while until I felt better. And I don't know who he thinks he was. He thought there was paparazzi where we live, which there wasn't. And, he's like, no, absolutely not, which was fine. The next day I told Joe, could you believe he was going to let me? I didn't drive home. Someone picked me up. And I said, could you believe he's going to let me drive home in that condition? I could have ended up getting stopped, and it could have cost me thousands of dollars in fines. That's what I had told Joe.
Why didn't you want me to hear that? That sounds like a perfectly innocent story. You don't like people to hear your innocent stories?
No, I do. It's just
you
the way
stopped
he
it. You didn't want me to hear it.
What?
It's irrelevant, Your Honor.
I
don't want you to hear that. All right. Any other background you want to get to?
I have been like a kind of a pro bono therapist for her for the last 13 years, and I figured it
This is
came
what I
out to
mean,
about, if it was 1 hour a week, it comes to about 676
Oh,
hours.
God.
And at $50 an hour, which an unprofessional person like myself would get, that's about $32,000, $33,000.
Right. Is that your counterclaim?
But that's not my counterclaim.
Oh,
No, that's
okay.
not my counterclaim. My counterclaim is just for the money that I
I
wanted for
got
the
that
TV.
part. Unpaid loan. Ma'am, let me hear from you.
This is what I mean, defamation of character. He's always referring to I'm a nut in some way. Either I'm a nut, I'm gay, or I'm a drug addict. And I'm tired of it. Matter of fact, I have a witness statement here from a social worker.
Saying you're not?
Exactly.
They say you're not a nut.
I'm not a nut. I'm not any of those things.
Social worker says you're not a nut?
He says I'm not a nut.
All right.
He says, regarding her mental health, I'm a certified social worker with significant experience into mental health field, and I've never observed any signs of symptoms that would indicate to me mental health or substance abuse diagnosis.
Very good. Now, what would make her look into that issue? The social worker.
Because I meet with them twice a month, and I had mentioned how this is, I have another statement here from someone that was at a dinner party that just met my ex for the first time, who was told that Joe had said this stuff about me, and it was told directly to him. Confirmed that I was told by my girlfriend's father that he was told to, that from Joe Fantuzzo, that...
That's a third party.
Right.
That's hearsay upon hearsay.
Well, yes.
Okay. Sometimes I accept hearsay, but I'm not going to accept hearsay upon hearsay.
Okay.
Mother's, daughter's, sister's, uncle's friend. So tell me about the television. If that's the only evidence you have of defamation, let's move to the television.
Right. Well, he's had the television for quite a few for a couple
Your
years
television,
now.
how did he get it?
I had asked him if he wouldn't mind storing it for me for where I was moving. And at one point he thought he may be interested in purchasing it.
When was this?
It was in March of '05, I think it was.
Okay.
And so then I brought the television down with the surround sound system, and I told him to view the television, see if it's something he might want to purchase. The TV cost me almost $3,000. I was willing to give it to him for $1,500. I guess after viewing the television, he wasn't interested in purchasing it. So he was to keep it stored for me and keep it safe because he had an alarm system in his home. So now we're getting to the point where I'm now in a position I'd like the TV back, and I'm told that unless I would consider having sex with him, I'm not getting the TV back, or I have to pay him.
There you go.
Absolutely. It's got to be some
Unless I do
serious
that,
sex
now
for
he
a TV.
comes up with this amount of money I'm supposed to pay him. Oh, the clincher is he's been watching it, he broke it, and not only does he want me to pay him for having it in his possession, but he wants me also paid to have it fixed.
Do you have anything that represents
I
the
have the
value of the
receipt.
television?
Yes.
Sir, she says that she gave you her television to store. You agreed to such, and now you won't give it back unless she provides sexual favors to you.
I can get a lot of sexual favors for $1,250. I don't need sexual favors from her for that. I just want my money back for the TV. I held the TV for her. She was very surprised and angry when she found out I was actually watching the TV, which, it's a nice TV. I'll be honest with you. It's a very nice TV, and I wasn't just going to keep it stored in the back room. Okay? We were watching the TV. The TV's there for her. Whenever she wants to pay me the money, that's her TV.
You're saying you're withholding the television until she pays you what money?
The money that I gave her. I gave her initial $800, then $200, then $250.
Let's get to that. Those were loans, obviously?
Yes.
Those are the loans that you're countersuing for?
Yes, sir.
All right, tell me about them.
Well, I gave her initial $800.
When?
Yes. That was in March of '06. Mm-hmm. Okay, then I think in April I gave her $200, and then the end of April another $250.
Okay.
And just recently the TV stopped working, and she can have the TV. It's her TV.
It doesn't work, sir. You just said it.
Well, no. I will deduct what it costs to repair it from.
If it doesn't work, it's all of it.
Yes. It's a good
Ma'am?
TV. It's a good TV.
Did
Yes,
you
I also have
borrow
a-
these monies from him?
I borrowed money from John.
Did you ever
occasionally.
tell him he could keep that television
No.
until you repay him?
No, I don't know him anything. Matter of fact, I have a statement
You
from my
haven't
daughter.
borrowed money from him?
Like that kind of money? No. $20 or
All right.
$40 here and
$20
there.
or $40 at a
Right.
time.
At the time of the
so he's
delivery of
making
the-
up this story about the $800 and the $200 in 2006.
Right, I don't know where he came up with those
All
amounts.
right, sir. You have any other evidence?
I
She's
have-
totally denying it.
Your Honor, I have no evidence on it, but obviously I wouldn't give her $20 to hold the TV. I mean, she needed more money.
She
than
said
that.
she asked you to do it to store it for her. Ma'am, when did you first start asking for your television?
I started asking about a year ago, but then that apartment didn't work out. So
What apartment? I don't understand what you're talking about.
I had moved to a certain apartment, and then that I had moved from that apartment. So in between asking, I was only there 3 months. So in between asking for the TV, he didn't give it to me. That was fine at that point. But now where I am, I've asked him
It
consistently.
was fine that he wouldn't give you your television?
No, I just didn't have the energy to fight with him with what I was going through.
So you had an apartment, you needed your television, and you say you didn't have the energy to ask him for it, to fight with him about your television, so you let him keep it.
No, I asked him to hold on for a little while
If
longer.
you didn't get it and you left it there voluntarily, that means you left it. And that was what year?
That was last April.
Last April. And now, a year later, you still didn't get your television.
No.
All right. Ma'am, I don't believe that you would leave your television there for 2 years without taking any action. I do believe that this man loaned you some money and he's withholding the television until you pay him his money. So I don't believe you're being honest with me. You showed me a value of $2,600 and it is for the year 2000. So I will grant you $1,600. I'm going to deduct approximately a little over $1,000 value for an 8-year-old television. So that's your judgment. I'm going to dismiss your defamation claim. And sir,
Yes, sir.
the unpaid loan, I believe you based on her testimony today. Therefore, I'll grant you your $1,250 for the unpaid loan. $1,250 for the defendant, $1,600 for the plaintiff. How much is she left with?
$350.
$350 is your remaining balance. Have a good day.